Hey guys, it's Jake Coco with Secure Financial Management here with your economic update. Remember, at Secure Financial Management, we want to be your number one financial resource. So a couple of things I want to talk today at a very high level are going to include what's not just been going on this week, but really over the last several weeks. And then a look forward, and usually I don't talk in terms of much more than 3-6 months or so in the future, but I want to look out a little bit further and kind of set expectations as to the way we see things unfolding over the next several years, and making sure that we're all on the same page with that, right? So the start of the week didn't start well. The Dow was down significantly. One of the reasons could have been this property developer in China called Evergrande, that it looks like they're going to default on about 300 billion in loans. 300 billion in loans, right? Obviously a significant amount, more than the debt of some countries, actually, that this one company probably will default on. That certainly rattled the markets, but I don't know if we can tie everything that's been happening this week or even the past 4, 5, 6 weeks to that. I think really what we're looking at here more is the long, slow journey back to fully reopening the economy. Okay, and what I want to talk about a little bit with that is last year, March, April, whenever you kind of want to nail it down to, we essentially shut down the world economy. And it doesn't shut down with a switch, right? It doesn't just go off like a light switch. We also can't just turn it back on like a light switch. And there's going to be many things, many events that transpire in the process of trying to get the economy reopened again, okay? And they're things that we're gonna have to digest. Whether it's stuff like the Fed starting to taper their bond purchases or raising interest rates, that's certainly gonna be an element. But check out this graphic that we've got here, okay? This is something that I read in the Financial Times. This shows the supply chain that goes into something as simple as pasta, right? And so you got the wheat growing in Canada and it ships to Italy, and then it gets distributed through Europe by truck and takes a ferry over to England, and then trucked again to the distribution center, to the grocery store, and then to the actual end consumer. This is for pasta. Something pretty simple, I would argue, right? So imagine how much more complex these supply chains are for items like vehicles or iPhones or whatever it may be. Restarting that supply chain is going to be difficult, and we're going to be dealing with many things, I predict, over the next few years. I'm not saying things that we can't handle, but things that we're going to have to manage around, okay? Are we probably going to have another variant pop up? Like we had this Delta variant recently. Are we going to have another variant pop up? Probably. But probably as time goes by and we understand more about these things, our treatments are going to get better and we're going to learn how to deal with it a little bit better, right? Are we going to have some inflation shocks along the way as our supply chains start to get rebuilt? Probably. But it's also probably not going to be an inflation event like we had in the late 70s and the 80s where it kind of got out of control. Are we going to be in the situation of kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and then having to manage our investments around that for the next few years? Probably that's what it's going to be like. So the expectation I would set going forward is like we're going to run into events like Monday, like we just had, where the Dow was down significantly, or even the last 3 or 4 weeks where we've seen some weakness in the market. It doesn't mean we don't have a plan and a goal we're working towards and we can't manage around that. But I believe that that's probably the environment that we're in for the next several years as we work through essentially getting our economy back to where it was in 2019. Okay, guys, hope that's helped. As always, none of this should be considered a recommendation. If you have any questions you want to discuss with us, please give us a call at the office, 210-428-6250. We'd love to speak with you.